down here. This year is my home and thing like that. This year, the water and children called Sea Islands. Now some people now never see this year part of shoreline. But this year been the first part the ancestors never see. When they were in the Chinese, when they had them back on them, doing this year thing called chattel enslavement and thing. Bring them to this Atlantic Ocean. Up this year thing called the intercoastal waterway. And then carry them off. And leave boat. Where they had the same people living and enslaved. The Roy aunt self here. Till they get you. Panesia Island and thing like that.
And here we stand on the same land that our ancestors worked during chattel enslavement. And now we still own these same properties and continue our cultural legacy on these sea islands as long as we can. As the floods start to come in the midst of the harvest time, and we stand wondering how long will our food be secure, and how long will it be before our cultural legacy stops being in jeopardy. So we end up going back to the shorelines to meditate, and there we see that the sea levels are rising and the ocean is changing.
The thing what we really like for harvest, they in the ocean. We blue crab and thing. But sometimes when you're there out there, the guine out there, for guine swimming a little bit, or just for way in the water. On a sea one, that guine by you. Ain't going on for swim too. But you know, you really find them dead in the marsh. Till things start to change up. You get this here thing now? See, ocean, a ton of acid. It's all kind of thing that you want that kind of thing. You don't want no acid in your food. So you call them ocean acidification. And as it started happening, the ocean started changing. And the water in it started to acidify. I guess I can relate to it because the further across this body of water we call the Middle Passage, that is the Atlantic Ocean, the more my ancestors were asked to change as well. Things got kind of hot for them. Things started to kind of burn them too, but not in a good way. But they had to figure out a way to sustain who they were. So right up on the sea island, the thing like that, and Igbo, Mandinka, Malinke, Yoruba, Gullah, Geechee, Mendi, Temni, Fiki, Bibio, them bring everything together for make one thing. Well, honey, yet about now called the Gullah Geechee. So we got we on where we the cracky teacher. We got we on where we do this here. The music and thing. And red of us got we on culture called Gullah Geechee. So whether you go from Jacksonville, North Carolina, all the way down through the South Carolina coast, through Georgia coast, or you end up there near Jacksonville, Florida, you can find us, the Gullah Geechees, still adapting, still holding on, still sustaining ourselves in what is now a cultural landscape that's ever changing because the winds are bringing in the tides even more rapidly than they used to, and the sea levels are rising, and we don't just mean as the tide changes a couple of times a day. They're rising in a different way, and that is bringing in other pollutants and other things that are contributing to this thing called ocean acidification here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. So when we fight against destruction with projects like we recently fought to make sure nothing was built on this place called Bay Point, we're not doing it, as we said, dry long shore and thing like that. We are doing it because the overbuilding into the shorelines is not causing a positive impact. In fact, they realize it's bringing a lot of negative impacts.
We see these impacts along our shoreline, and now we go out to those, checking to see if the oyster beds are still standing in the Swartina grass or the Swartina grass. But these are the things that keep our island together so that we can fish for another generation. So we go out to assess what is taking place with our maritime forest as the storms continue to intensify and come through these sea islands every hurricane season. We see what's coming in the future, and we discuss how we can hold on to our cultural legacy and make sure that our children will know how to continue to carry on their traditions on these shores and be able to feed themselves in the coming generations. So we go out and show them how to fish and then teach them how to cook in our traditional way, and then how to replant even back along the shore so that you can stand here once more.
So as Gullah Geechees, we're always about having that balance with all living creatures. So that'll hunter, that'll me, that'll then creature I talk about that we've been a hunt, that'll the ocean. It's alive. The creatures in it are alive. And for us, the earth is our family, and the waterway is our bloodline. More often than not, when people come to the Sea Islands, all they want to do is get to the shore. Why? Because they want to get to the beach. But when they get to the beach, they've already bypassed a lot of what's important to those of us who've been here and ain't going nowhere tall. They want to get to places that they think are built environments that have to bring light, instead of realizing the real light radiates from within. So we love the fact that we still have a historic lighthouse. That lighthouse has had to been moved 4 times at least in its lifetime. Why? Because the shores continue to erode naturally, much less with what the humans are doing now to the earth. The same humans who pass other human beings by, not recognizing that anywhere you journey to probably has a cultural heritage community there. And if you really want to be enlightened, you might want to take some time for finding people instead of just the built environment. Myself down Panesia shoreline and things like that. Not just enjoying what they did, but documenting it. Trying to make sure that someone realizes we were here, these islands existed at some point in time. And to document the difference of what it was, what it is, so that we can plan for what it will be. And so, as one of the people who is considered a climate action partner of the Climate Heritage Network, that's the point, is that we can climb it if we take action. We can get us above higher ground. We can reverse our behaviors on the earth so that what happens on the earth doesn't have such harming impacts to the waters around us. As we say here in the Gullah Geechee Nation, the water to bring we, the water going to take we back. So let our water be something blessed up. And it can be upon a chiller, know how for act. This year the Queen Quet, head upon the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation. Thank you for taking this lead journey with me to we islands in the sea, where we to hold upon everything we can, culturally, peace, blessings, health, and safety.